about the Covenant system that I love is the replayability factor of it all. When you choose a Covenant, that is your Covenant. That's your team, man. And if you want to change it, well, we don't have all the details yet, but
it's going to be a pain in the ass, basically.
To do so.
Hey,
so you're mostly going to be stuck with your team until the expansions end. Now, these Covenants also all have unique powers that they will offer to you, the player. One that's a general power and another that is class specific. And they all have unique storylines and campaigns that you get to play throughout the expansion's narrative. The point is, your experience playing in one Covenant is going to be vastly different from playing in another. And to me,
we'll see.
That's probably
we'll see about that
system's greatest strength, the replayability. Another thing that you get to do is you also get to soulbind your character at max level to a specific powerful NPC that lives within your Covenant. And what it does is that unlocks a whole new talent tree for you to explore, making your character more powerful as you progress through it. Now, this system's cool, and I like it, and I like all the choices that were being offered as a player. Although I will say that these little soul-binded talent trees do appear a bit limited and straightforward right now, but we could see more added to them in the future. We'll see. We'll check it out. And then there is Torghast, the Tower of the Damned, whose name I'm not sure I'm pronouncing correctly, but it's a Diablo-esque inspired dungeon that you can either play solo or you can play with a group of up to 4 other players. Now, this dungeon ain't like a regular dungeon where you follow some stupid linear path, you kill some bosses, and that's it.
We'll see. We'll see about that. I mean, that's what they said about Island Expeditions, and they turned out to be scripted as fuck. So I will wait until Blizzard actually releases this and it becomes a thing before I expect this to actually happen. Like, yes, of course, it sounds like Torghast is going to be really cool, but whenever the beta comes out and the alpha comes out for this game, I'm going to roast the shit out of it if there's anything that I don't like, because I didn't do that in BFA, and look where we are now.
This is a dungeon that's going to mix things up on your ass. Sometimes you go into it and you're facing one type of mobs. You're encountering these types of traps and going down this particular route. But another time you go in, you're going to be facing entirely new mobs, new traps, and following a completely different path. The point is, the dungeon is meant to be super replayable, and as you scale higher and higher into the tower, it becomes more and more challenging. Now, this is something I really can't form my full opinions on, as I need to play test it first. I got to get my hands on it. But in theory, it sounds really interesting and is one of Shadowlands' highlights.
In theory,
for me.
I agree with that.
One of the things I'm most excited for.
We'll see what the practice is, though.
You can probably see a recurring theme here. Replayability, replayability. This is good. I like this. But we also need to talk about legendaries, because Blizzard is handling them completely different in this expansion. You see, in Legion, there was this horrible system of how legendaries would just randomly drop here and there, giving you, the player, some random-ass boost to your power.
See, you guys that just came in for Classic, like, you guys weren't there for this bullshit. But what used to happen is that in Legion, you would kill anything in the fucking game, and it could give you a literal legendary that would make you, like, it was the best in slot item in the game. It was straight-up fucking ARPG bullshit. In WoW. It was the worst thing ever. I still can't believe they did that. I really can't.
Some sucked, but Blizzard learned, and now in this expansion, we are getting an entirely new way of getting these bad boys. And how do we do it? Get ready for a little bit of classic inspiration, my friends, because we're gonna forge them. That's right. Now, you're not necessarily always going to go to a blacksmith to forge your legendary or whatever, but professions do come into play. No matter what profession you have, you will be able to craft these base pieces of a legendary, combine them, and then forge yourself your very own sword,
I'm not sure how this is going to go,
or whatever Blizzard has in mind. Or while you're adventuring out in the Shadowlands, you're going to find trinkets, items, and other little doodad things that can be turned into legendary gear.
Look at Phase 2, it's going to be great.
Where Frostmourne and the Helm of Domination were crafted. So all in all, you're going to have complete control over what legendary you make using what pieces you find. Choose the stats, choose the cool powers it can offer you. This is a much more interesting system than Legion's and BFA's legendary system.
We'll see. I hope so,
At least
though.
in my opinion.
I like the
And
legendary
now I
system
want
in
to talk about
BFA.
something
Artifact
that's very
system in
near
BFA.
and dear to my heart. In my opinion, it is one of the most beloved things coming out with this expansion, and that's more class identity. Blizzard has clearly
I thought I was
learned
gonna make a
lot
joke.
from Classic WoW's release.
Yeah, I agree.
How many people are playing it, and just how much hype it still has behind it. And so it's no wonder that Classic WoW is affecting the next expansion amazingly. To really sell that fantasy of playing your class, Blizzard is bringing back so many of the old class-defining abilities that were lost over the years in World of Warcraft. Remember your totems as a shaman? They're coming back. Paladin auras, rogue poisons, warlock curses, a whole lot more. Remember Death Coil, Ursol's Vortex Consecration, Frost Shock, Raise Dead.
It was amazing.
All that other
Yeah,
stuff.
how about that? Retail
They're coming back
saved.
too, man.
Retail
And yeah,
saved.
even Ritual of Doom. Here's the thing, guys. I still stand by what I said in the last video where I mentioned that this expansion really doesn't have a whoa, oh my god factor when it comes to the Shadowlands. There's no new class to change things up.
It is.
There's no new crazy system that's going to change the way we play the game or whatever. But what we are getting is what we know works. Blizzard seems to be focused first and foremost with introducing new players to the game in fun and exciting ways. That's good. We need the population to grow, and we need new players for that. They're introducing more character customization. They're determined to create a lot of replayability with the Covenant system. They are making legendaries fun and interesting again, and they are bringing back class identity with adding many forgotten spells back into the game. And do you know what all of this has in common?
They're giving us back everything that they took away, so let's all stand around and celebrate how great Blizzard is for giving us the things that we never wanted to lose, but they took away anyway for an arbitrary period of 4 or 5 years that they are now returning to add back in as content to regain the favor of the player base. Woo! That's great. I mean, listen, guys, obviously it's not ideal that they're doing it like that, but fuck it. If that's what they're going to do, I'm fine with it.
The player base is going to love it.
Yeah.
It's what is tried, true, and tested, and we're getting it all in the Shadowlands. To someone who's going to try WoW for the first time during this expansion, craftable legendaries won't mean that much, nor will being able to choose what expansion you want to level in. But to us, the veteran players, this stuff is really going to make Shadowlands feel like a smooth, well-polished, and fun expansion. So what's my final conclusion regarding this expansion? Honestly, I still was hoping for a little bit more, but what we've gotten, I'm quite content with, and I will happily enjoy checking out upon release.
I'm happy about them improving on the fundamentals of the game. And that's something that I feel like Blizzard did not do in Legion, really. They didn't do a lot in BFA, is they didn't change or improve the fundamentals. All they did was improve the secondary and all these other systems. So them coming back in Shadowlands and actually making the core gameplay better, I think is the most important thing.
That is my conclusion. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this expression of my thoughts on Shadowlands, and if you did, give the video a like, and if you want, sub as well and hit the bell so you're notified when I upload new videos. So far, this past month has been amazing. From releasing a new Machinima video, a new True Story of episode for Halloween, some new countdown videos, and getting to cover BlizzCon and all this cool stuff that's coming out down the road. It's been great. And we're just getting started, man. I got some ideas. You're gonna see.
Dude.
So thank you guys for supporting the channel, and I will see you next week with more videos. And if you're a fan of Elder Scrolls Online, I am going to be making more ESO content. Don't worry, it's coming. We're going to show you guys some love. Just stay tuned. Thanks. That's great. I can't wait for that. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, ESO. This right here is what the what Game of Thrones ending should have been right there. Overall, I mean, I feel like I'm excited for the expansion. I feel like kind of the same as Nixium.
a lot of the things they announced are like really cool, but after Island Expeditions, I don't really I don't really have like a maximum amount of confidence